The biggest Texas manhunt in 20 years continues tonight for an escaped convicted murderer with ties to the Mexican Mafia. He's been on the run since Thursday when he overpowered and stabbed a prison guard during a prison transport where he was handcuffed and shackled by his feet. The inmate is 46-year-old Gonzalo Lopez, currently serving back-to-back life sentences for shooting a sheriff's deputy in 2004 and killing a man with a pickaxe after holding him ransom on a drug debt. Authorities have upped the reward to $50,000 for any information that leads to his arrest. This is now a top priority for law enforcement in the state and beyond. On Thursday afternoon, Lopez was on board a bus with 15 other prisoners and 2 veteran prison officers. They were heading to a medical appointment. On the bus, the prisoners were handcuffed and separated by metal caging from the armed driver and a second officer carrying a shotgun in the rear. Now, somehow Lopez managed to get out of his cuffs and shackles and, without being detected by either guard, used a sharp object to cut through the metal door separating the prisoners from the driver and crawled into the driver's section. A fight ensued, and Lopez stabbed the driver in the hand and chest. The driver was able to stop the bus, and the attack on him and the fight with the driver continued and moved outside. But Lopez was able to get back into the bus. Around the time the officer in the rear leapt out the back, Lopez drove off. The officer, armed with a shotgun, quickly shot out the rear tires. After about a mile, Lopez lost control and the bus veered into a drainage ditch on the side of the road. Lopez fled on foot through a cow pasture. The 2 officers caught up and fired at him, but it did not appear he was hit. Officials confirm none of the 15 other prisoners aboard the bus escaped. This all went down in Leon County near the town of Centerville, a rural area between Dallas and Houston. Schools in the area reopened today after being closed on Friday due to the manhunt. Texas authorities have now searched for over 4 days using horses, canine teams, and helicopters to try and track down Lopez. Earlier today, they provided this update.
Our intelligence tells us that he is still in this area. We do not believe that he has left this area, so we are concentrating on continuing to look for him here. This has been a search going morning, noon, and night, so 24 hours a day, round the clock.
In 2004, Lopez was able to evade Texas police as they sought to arrest him, and he remained hidden with the help of the Mexican cartel. Lopez was able to hide in multiple cities, including Laredo and Rio Grande City. Joining me now from the search staging area is Robert Hurst, spokesperson for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. So what is the latest? Are you getting credible tips?
Dan, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice continues to receive information from the citizens in Texas. We are very thankful and appreciative for what the citizens are providing us through the tip lines. There's a $50,000 reward now out there for the arrest and conviction of Gonzalo Lopez. It's a lot of money, so if anybody's got information about where he may be hiding, and we still think he's in this area back here behind me in Leon County. I'm talking to you from Centerville, Texas, but the search area is about 2 miles back behind me in West Leon County. The transport bus was coming down the road right behind me, coming in this direction, and that's when the whole thing went down last Thursday afternoon around 1:30.
Can you tell us why you remain so convinced he's still behind you there in Leon County?
We are not getting any credible information that tell us he's not. As far as we know, and from everything that we are seeing and hearing, we still think he's back here. There's nothing to indicate that he's not.
Are there any lessons to learn from the last time the police were after him? And my understanding is that he got some sort of help from the Mexican cartel at that time back in 2004 when they wanted to arrest him and he was able to evade. Lessons to be learned from that one here?
Well, the last time, I really can't address that, but I can tell you what's going on this time. This time, Hold on just a minute.
Yep.
This time we're going to make sure that we get him while he's still in this area. We're not going to give up until we get him. Now, if he had help from the Mexican cartel last time, we don't think he got that this time, because we set up a perimeter around this area very quickly after he escaped from that transport bus last Thursday afternoon. Within a matter of minutes, we had a perimeter set up with assistance from the local law enforcement agencies in this area, as well as our own personnel in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit more about exactly what happened at that time. So the officers, by the way, did a very good job of shooting out the tires of that bus, which is ultimately what led the bus to go off the road. They then followed him, they shoot at him, and he just continues to run in this pasture and they can't catch him?
Yeah, let me run down the whole scenario to you, and you did a very good job at describing it a minute ago, but let me repeat what happened. The bus is going from Gatesville, Texas to Huntsville, Texas. That's about a 2.5-hour drive, maybe a 2-hour drive, and he's going to a medical appointment in Huntsville. He's serving a life prison sentence in Gatesville at the Hughes unit in Gatesville. So he's serving a life prison sentence for the shooting at the sheriff's deputy in Webb County back in 2004. He's also serving a life sentence for the kidnapping, the ransom demand, and the pickaxe murder of the man in 2005 in Hidalgo County. So he's on his way, along with the other prisoners in the transport bus, coming to Huntsville. About 2.5 miles west of where I am right now, that's when everything started. He somehow manages to cut a hole in the door that separates the driver's compartment from the area where the inmates are seated. He used some type of sharp object. We still don't know what it was. He uses that sharp object to cut up into the compartment where the driver is. He then gets into a fight with the driver of the bus, an officer, a correctional officer. He gets into a fight with that officer. That's when he stabs the officer in the left hand. The officer quickly and heroically throws the brakes on, stops the bus. The fight then spills out of the bus onto the ground, and while they're fighting out there, he even manages to get the gun belt off of the officer's waist. He's trying to get the gun out of the holster, but he's not able to do that. At the same time, the officer that's in the back of the bus, armed with a shotgun, goes out the emergency exit door, sees the fight going on, and then realizes that he needs to stop Lopez from getting back onto the bus and driving away with the other prisoners on it. He shoots out the back tires. Lopez gets onto the bus and then starts driving away with 2 deflated back tires. About a mile down the road, he then loses control of the bus because of the deflated back tires, loses control of the bus. The 2 officers have been running down the road behind the bus to catch up with it. When they catch up with him, he's running across the cow pasture. They fire their service weapons and they fire the shotgun in his direction. We don't think they hit him, but he goes into a wooded area, and very quickly, with the help of a Leon County Sheriff's deputy and a Jewett Police Department officer who had come up on the scene, we set up the perimeter to make sure that nothing was going to happen for him to come back to that bus. That's the last time we saw him, was around 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Both of these officers acted very heroically with the situation that they were being dealt with. It was very smart of the officer to shoot out the back tires. Yep. It was also very courageous of the other officer to take that fight out of the bus and keep him from getting his gun out of that holster. So both of these officers are to be commended for their heroic actions. We're not going to give up until we find him. We are not going to give up until we find him. And right now, all the information, all the evidence that we've got, all the intelligence we've got tells us he's back here in Leon County, in the west portion of Leon County, in the area that we've set up where we're looking for him. We're not going to give up until we get him. He's a very dangerous man, and we're not going to let him get away from us.
Robert Hurst, please let us know if we can do anything on spreading the word. We appreciate you taking the time. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.